My father disowned me over a birthday cake.
Probably a very delicious birthday cake, and I'd probably do the same thing.
I'm a 28-year-old woman who just had my birthday on September 15th. Before my birthday, I was feeling pretty down because negative things always seemed to happen around it. Relatives passing away, pets passing away, my ex cheating on me and leaving me on my birthday. By the way, this comes from Katatao, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Angie.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give you good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, my family was always very poor when I was a child, and we never really celebrated birthdays. As life improved, I got a cake once during my adolescence, and later a $10 to $20 gift. Since then, that's been my birthday experience. My parents ask me what I want, something inexpensive, and I get it. That's enough for me. About a year and a half ago, I was diagnosed with diabetes. Since then, it has been a huge struggle. My parents have neglected my health, both mental and physical. They never cared about my late autism diagnosis, but I thought it would be different regarding my body. Since my diabetes diagnosis, they've offered me foods I can't eat. I've almost passed away going to hospitals. My vision is blurry due to the late diagnosis, and I've almost passed away from hypoglycemia. They don't care. I've asked them not to give me sweets. A few days before my birthday, we went to a fair. My dad gave me a beautiful feather earring. The funny thing is, my dad was making jokes about my brother. He made an analogy like, imagine someone giving you a delicious candy you can't eat. That's extremely disrespectful. I agreed. When we got home from the fair, there was a cake. I asked if the cake was normal. They said yes, and they started filming me receiving the cake. I wasn't really comfortable. I told my dad, and he said, do you know how much I paid for this cake? It was expensive. This is your present. That was extremely stupid because I can't eat that cake. And they didn't give me the chance to request something like every year. I calmly left and wrote a message telling him it was very disrespectful, asking him to delete the video. I explained I was already anxious about my birthday, and this made everything worse. Of course, he didn't respond. I cried, and my boyfriend was my salvation. I had shown both my family and my boyfriend a place that sold a cake for diabetics at a cheaper price than the cake my parents had bought. Only Jacob, my boyfriend, bought it for me and even got me flowers. My parents seemed a bit upset, and the next day my mom seemed remorseful, saying she wasn't used to my health situation even though it had been a year. I decided I would go to a hair salon for the first time and ask for a little money from them. My dad didn't say anything. I hate it when my family doesn't apologize or acknowledge their mistakes. 2 days later, I thought everything was fine because I made an effort to talk normally with my parents. But my dad sent my boyfriend and me the video I had asked him to delete, edited with happy, cheerful music. That made me even angrier. I was extremely upset. Everything seemed fine, and now you send me this? It's been a week, and he still hasn't apologized. Sometimes I wonder if I overreacted, but I'm still very upset about it. No, you did not overreact.
No.
You told your family your medical needs.
Mm-hmm.
They chose to ignore it and then get mad at you for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you are just explaining the situation to them.
Mm-hmm.
They're so close to getting it, and then they don't. So no, your reaction it was natural and it was genuine, so it's valid.
Yeah. Shauna says it's type 2. If she had it since birth, they would have figured it out. Not necessarily. You can get diagnosed later with type 1. A lot of my aunts got diagnosed later. So it just depends. But type 1 you can get diagnosed later in life. But usually like teens, it's not like that much later, but
Yeah.
I have some aunts who got diagnosed when they were young, and then some that got diagnosed like much later in life. Update: yesterday I asked my dad to come with me as a passenger because I'm still a new driver. But then another fight started, and it all ended up going back to the cake story again. It began with me feeling upset because my sister lied to my dad about something, and he came to confront me. He always takes her side, and since I was already feeling sensitive, I started bringing up all the serious things my sister has done to me that he never talked to her about. And then my dad stooped real low. He told me to F off, refused to listen, and kept talking over me. By the time we got to the parking lot, I was crying, mostly out of anger. He kept going, and he was the one who brought up the cake situation again. That really shocked me because I thought my family would realize they had done wrong. Maybe apologize or try to make it right. Instead, my dad started yelling, saying he had disowned me, that I was passed away to him, that I had done the worst thing possible to him, and that he would remember this humiliation until his passing breath. He even said the cake my boyfriend gave me was awful, that his cake was the good one. There was no way to have a real conversation. He wouldn't listen, kept interrupting me, and said a lot of really cruel things. I told him it wasn't fair to drag Jacob into this conversation, but then he accused me of dragging him into it, of twisting the story, of making my family look like monsters, and he told both me and Jacob to F off. So I asked him, before I received the cake, I had asked you not to give me sweets. After I got the cake, I sent you a message thanking you, but I told you it hurt me, and that I wanted you to delete the video. So why, after all of that, did you send me the video again? He answered that he had hoped I would open my eyes and see the mess I was making of things. My parents put themselves in a position that honestly disgusts me, where they claim parents always come first, must be respected no matter what, but they don't have to respect me back. Before getting out of the car at the market, I decided to say something that made him done to me too. I told him about a picture we once took together. He interrupted me, saying he could just delete it. He didn't care. But I continued and said, I really liked that picture, but back then you cut me out of it and used the cropped picture on your Tinder to cheat on mom. That was the moment you were done to me. Well, yeah, so, I mean, your dad has never been a good guy, seems like.
Seems like he
your
wants
dad
to
has
eat
always
other
been
people's
dead.
cake.
Dude, that's crazy. But that's honestly like a good comeback
Yeah.
to all that. It's like,
It's like, you're disowning me? I
Yeah.
disowned you ages ago when you cheated on mom.
yeah, exactly. You want to talk about pictures we like?
Oh, you want to talk about pictures?
You want to talk about pictures. Like, hopefully that will open up your mind. Like, what? My goodness.
Of course, he acted innocent and denied everything, but I just closed the car door and went inside. When I came back, the ride home was silent. I wonder what my mom thought about all of this. Part of me thought maybe she regretted what happened because the day the cake things first happened, she seemed a little regretful. But today I saw her at the gate and I took the chance to ask what she thinks. She was a bit rude, and it seems she feels the same way as my dad. Our conversation was confusing. Instead of solving things, they changed the subject, point fingers, and list what they think are my mistakes. She even said some really hurtful things like that what I think doesn't matter. The truth is, when I first got the cake, I smiled, thanked my parents, and acted happy. Only later did I calmly send a message saying I didn't like it and that I wanted the video deleted. I only lost my patience after he resent the video to me. My mom told me she wouldn't stand by someone who's been messing up lately, that I've been doing horrible things, that I twist stories to my boyfriend and his family. And when I asked her what she was basing that on, she admitted it was just a feeling.
Feeling?
She's like, I just feel like you're telling them dirty, dirty lies. And he's like, so I told them that you did this. Is that true? And the mom's like, well, yes.
But
I also told them
gotta trust
this.
my gut, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I just have a sense.
Yeah. I gotta trust my gut over everything, especially when I find out the truth.
Ooh, but she'll stand by her cheating husband.
Yeah,
Do the
I
exactly.
don't know if
thing
she
B
knows he
says.
cheated.
I mean, I think she needs a gut check.
Yeah. Why doesn't her
Yeah.
gut tell her that he cheated?
Right.
She even said that if I hadn't cried to my boyfriend, he wouldn't have bought the cake or done any of those things for me, as if I shouldn't even have told Jacob what happened. For a moment, I even wondered if I really was wrong because they were so insistent. But when I went back and reread the messages I sent them, I realized I wasn't disrespectful at all. In the video, I didn't curse anyone. I stayed polite, just said I wasn't comfortable. So no, I don't think I'm wrong. I actually am furious because I think it takes so much audacity to be in the wrong, insist on staying wrong, play the victim, insult the people you hurt, and then ignore their feelings when they try to explain. Yesterday in the car, I even pressed my dad to answer me, and he said what I feel doesn't matter, that I could shove my feelings up my butt. I vented about all this to a dear friend, and she thinks maybe my parents feel inferior to me because my boyfriend is American and I'm Brazilian, and he gives me things my parents never did. not just gifts. He gives me attention. He's kind. He buys me things I can actually eat, like the cake, while my parents got me something I couldn't eat. On top of that, my boyfriend wants me to move to the US, and my parents are against it. Even I have mixed feelings about it because I worked very hard to get my house and my car, and I see them not just as material possessions, but as proof of everything I went through to get here. But I've noticed that every time Jacob comes to visit me in Brazil, my parents start picking fights with me over ridiculous things. My sister does the same. So I don't think it's just about the cake. I think they feel inferior somehow and take it out on me. By the way, you can feel superior if you listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story. How old is OP?
I got you.
Because
Great
I thought
question.
OP
I've been
was
wondering.
like a teenager.
Okay,
Maybe
got it.
it might be.
28.
Maybe it is type 2. I don't know. But they
Yeah.
said late diagnosis, so maybe it's type 1.
Well,
we
but
don't
maybe it's like it was developed and then like it wasn't diagnosed as soon as it developed. You know
And
what I
OP
mean?
did say she had a lot of health problems because they didn't diagnose it. So maybe it is type
True.
1.
So well,
We don't know. We don't know which type it is.
Yep.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because at the end of
Either
the
way.
day, your family doesn't believe that your diagnosis is real.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's good to have other support systems. So obviously,
Yeah.
keep on feeling out for more friends and stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm so glad that your boyfriend is
Me too.
good to you,
Yeah.
and he cares about you and all that. It's
mean-
very disappointing that your family doesn't seem to do that.
Yeah. I think take your time. Don't rush into a decision about like moving to America if you wanna keep this life that you built. But also be open, if you've had like depending on how long the relationship with your boyfriend is, maybe if it's like 1 year, maybe see how the next year goes and then make that decision. Or
Yeah.
like you don't have to make it right now. You could say, hey,
Yeah.
let me think about it.
Yeah, I think if you're hesitating, I think that just means you shouldn't do it yet.
I agree.
Maybe
Yeah.
not never, but you should
Yeah.
definitely wait before you wait until you're sure.
Yeah, because it's a big decision.
And sure
also,
on your terms too.
Yeah.
Not on like, I mean, I'm sure your boyfriend's fine, but like just in case he, convinces you or something like that, I don't think he would do it in like a I don't know, malicious way.
Yeah.
But just to keep an eye out for that.
And also go like limited contact with or no contact, whatever contact you want. Just go less with your parents. Go a little less.
Yeah. Think about that amount of contact
Yeah.
and reduce it.
Reduce it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But there is a little
Yeah.
bit left.
Oh,
there's
wow.
left? There's
I
more
thought
left?
that was the end.
No, sorry.
Would you look at that?
So that's where I'm at. For now, I don't plan to give in. I honestly didn't want things to turn out like this. I would like my parents to take care of my plants while I'm abroad. And I do wish I could have a relationship with them. But it's really hard to have any kind of relationship when things escalate to this level. When I try to express myself and they don't listen, and when they finally do, they act like my feelings don't matter at all. It feels like poison in my chest. And that's the end of that story.
My cousins kept ruining everything, but I'm always the one getting blamed.
Not my fault.
I'm 18 and gender fluid, but I was newly 17 at the time that this took place. I was supposed to be helping set up my aunt's baby shower, but it was a Friday night and I had work due at 11:59 p.m., so I couldn't help. I was a junior in high school, bringing up my grades to avoid summer school. It was early May, and I couldn't risk not getting my work in on time. My mom refused to tell me about dinner plans, so I heated up pasta so I could work on my assignments. By the way, this comes from Sleepy Sheep, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
We're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We're just going to guess what we would do in this situation, so let us know what you would do in the comments. But OP says, when I heard one of my aunts was coming over to set up and my grandma was coming, I asked if my cousins were coming. My mom said, let it be a surprise. When I told her how important it was to know, she got mad and repeated, it's going to be a surprise. I was frustrated because if I don't know they're coming that night, I can't prepare myself for their chaos. This part was on me. I kept birthday gifts out so I could take photos of them. This consisted of a photocopy of my Melanie Martinez ticket confirmation, some bracelets, my Sanrio cinnamon roll blanket, perfume, and $100 in 20s. I had a dollhouse for storage that held my Bath & Body Works products and expensive perfumes. My school Chromebook was at my desk charging with paperwork for all my assignments next to it. When I was When I was in the bathroom, I heard the chaos of all 3 of my cousins. All referred to them as cousin B, cousin A, 15, B, 9, and C, 6. The first thing I heard was Conlon screaming. Betty was trying to get through the baby gate, so my first response was to finish using the bathroom and run to barricade my door since my dad took the lock off. As soon as I got to my room, I heard Betty break the baby gate. He knocked it over, letting the dogs run up and down the stairs. Abby...
What's a gender neutral name for it? It was Annie.
Alex went sprinting up the stairs, screaming my name. I tried my best to block the door. Since Alex is freakishly strong, he managed to push it open, causing me to get rug burn on my legs. Yikes. Behind him followed his 2 siblings. While Alex lifted me from the ground to squeeze me tightly, his siblings ran around trashing my room. Conlon tried to steal my earrings and bracelets. While Barry started stomping around. Within less than 5 minutes, my room looked like a disaster. By the time I broke free of Alex, I was running to Barry to stop him. If I didn't grab him and snatch my Chromebook with all my work saved on it, Barry would have thrown that laptop down the stairs to the hardwood floors. Alex stepped on and destroyed the confirmation photo. He was trying to steal my $100, which led to me wrestling him to get my money back. As soon as I got my money, I had to fight with Conlon to get my jewelry back, which led to her screaming and fake crying. She then tried to steal my perfume and sprayed a bunch on herself. I took it from her before she could get the expensive bottles, which led to her crying real tears. While she's crying, I'm taking all my earrings from her pockets. She had about 20 different earrings in each pocket. Alex ran over to stop me, while Barry ran to my closet and started tearing down all my clothes. What? By the time I got to him, half my closet was on the ground. I was trying to get him out, and Alex started throwing my schoolwork in the air. So about 10 fully completed assignments for each different classes were, or 8 different classes were now out of order. Conlon decided she was mad at me. She was going to tell her mom and my mom that I was bullying her. Barry left, but not before jumping on my freshly made bed, breaking part of my box frame.
Who are these children? Is this the freaking Tasmanian devil?
That's what it seems like. This is 3 kids stacked in a trench coat, and that's who the Tasmanian devil is.
These are the little kids in Brave.
Yes.
The brothers in Brave. These are them.
Something.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. I
God.
just watched Brave.
Oh, nice.
I was trying to remember. Snow Sushi says, who's raising these kids? Bears.
Good question.
Bears are raising these children.
Honestly. That left us with Alex, who was laying on my beanbag, being loud and obnoxious, refusing to leave. My room looked like a disaster. I was fed up, and I decided to tell my mom. By the time I got downstairs, my aunt, her fiance, my mom, and my dad were nowhere to be found. I then saw Barry trying to go for a swim alone in my backyard. It was 50 degrees outside, and my cousin didn't have a life jacket on, nor could he swim.
I'm sorry, he's drowning?
Dude.
Your cousin's drowning in the backyard, and you're like, he wanted to go for a swim.
This is truly that babysitter trying to take care of baby Jack.
Yeah.
And he's teleporting places.
Yeah,
he's
and she's
getting
like,
into things.
and at the end, it's just her being like,
yeah, exactly. Right.
With the fire extinguisher.
Yeah. His sister, Conlon, was trying to follow along. The 6-year-old was trying to follow along in the pool unattended, by the way. I started screaming at them while I dragged them both back inside. Alex was downstairs watching me struggle with his siblings, eating pizza, not helping. I started begging my cousin to handle his siblings, but he refused. I was running on low energy, trying to keep all my cousins alive while also trying to avoid summer school. Eventually, I got Barry and Conlon back into the house and told Alex to watch his siblings, which was a mistake. I ended up finding my parents, my aunt, and her fiance. I was telling them, while I was upset, what happened. I pretty much said, I'm not a babysitter, I have important work to do, and I can't watch them. They are getting on my last nerves. My mom told me to watch my mouth. My mom told me to stop bullying my cousins and to spend time with them since I rarely see them. I went back into the house to find Barry almost at his torso in the pool. I ran back outside to drag him back inside, and then I locked the door. I yelled at him, and he told me, shut the heck up. At this point, They had been there for no longer than 30 minutes. What were the adults doing? They were in the garage chatting, drinking, and partying while setting up. I decided to go to my room to take a breather. They decided to go upstairs after me about 15 minutes later. They started yelling and banging on the door. I was frantically working, but there were probably 20 devices on my Wi-Fi, making work time impossible. My cousins ended up coming into my room, throwing papers around again, then yelling at each other. I turned to them and snapped by screaming at them. I grabbed Barry and Conlon by the arm and dragged them out. Alex followed behind because he found it funny when I got mad. I yelled at them and pretty much told them to shut up, sit down, and watch TV. I turned on Paw Patrol, the movie, and left them downstairs. I managed to get all my work together, but missed one assignment because Canvas crashed on me a minute before 11:59 p.m. That I cried a lot too because I felt guilty.
Maybe just email teacher and say, hey, Canvas crashed.
Yeah, right. Hopefully
trying to-
other people were having that same problem.
Yeah,
but
I always say if you ever have Canvas problems, you just email the assignment directly to the teacher.
that works too.
And then you could be like, I know, I emailed it at this time.
Yeah, see? At the same time, I was stressed out. I had credit recovery upcoming, summer school, bridesmaids duties, and too much work to do. The next day was more chaos. I was heavily scolded by my mom for how I treated my family. My grandma told me that I needed to be nicer to my mom and cousins because my cousins were just excited to see me, and my mom is really stressed out. She's hearing only my mom and my cousin's side of the story and not my own. Thanks to her, I started questioning my judgment. So Reddit, am I the a-hole for snapping at my cousins and booting them out of my room? And we do have an update, but absolutely
Girl,
not.
no. They left you in charge of 3 crazy kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally insane kids.
Yeah, I think if this happens again, you gotta 1, video camera out. See what they're doing to my room. I'm trying to tell them to stop. It's not working. 2, if you're taking them out of your room and you're bringing them somewhere, bring them into the garage, dude.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I
Watch your
can't deal with
kids.
them.
They're sneezing.
Sneezing all over. And
I can't take it
they're
anymore.
giving me allergies, and I can't
I'm allergic to your
hang it
kids.
anymore. Yeah, deal with them. We have an update, people. By morning, I was exhausted. I blocked and barricaded my door so my cousins couldn't enter while I was asleep. Conlon likes to steal, and I could not risk any of my valuables being stolen while I slept. One of my aunts tried to get into my room by morning, but realized that my door was stuck. So at 6 or 7 in the morning, she's pounding on the door to wake me up. I'll refer to the aunts as Auntie Elisa, Auntie B, and Auntie Carly. Okay, we're just going to say Elisa, B, and Carly. Okay, I don't want to say Auntie all those times. Or Auntie, I guess. I always flip back and forth nowadays.
I'm an auntie gal.
I was always Auntie, and then since being here, I've
Probably
become
my-
self-conscious about it.
Is it?
And
Oh,
so
I just say it because my mom. That's
No,
how
I'm
my
like-
mom says it.
sometimes I hear how it sounds, and I'm like, that is kind of annoying, saying Auntie all the time.
Is it?
But I have like my Auntie Kelly. This is just,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
I
what
think
I have
aunt
done.
is very.
Aunt.
It's more American.
What are you?
You should ask
Yeah.
my nieces and nephews who can
Yeah.
barely speak.
I
This
think
week?
aunt is more American, and then aunt is typically more like
Oh,
UK
I'll go-
Australian.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to your littlest nephew and be like, "Yo, what's her name?"
What's her name?
Tell me
Who
what's her
is
name.
that?
He's like 3 months old, by the way.
What's her name?
Come on, man, give me an answer.
Come on, dude.
I'm having family time with Angie's family.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
I
this
know.
week it'll be very fun.
Ooh la
You're
la.
gonna see all my nieces and nephews.
Ooh
I haven't even met one
la.
of my nephews. He's turning 1.
Whoa.
I know, it's crazy.
We'll see what he calls you.
I guess so. Anyway, Auntie Elisa was there to wake me up to get breakfast with me. I had 10 minutes to get dressed, be in the car, and head to McDonald's. Alex and Barry were still asleep, and Conlon was wide awake. In the car, my mom scolded me for wearing my clothes from the day before and shamed me for my behavior. Oh my god. I mostly tuned out my mom because I was tired and ready to celebrate my aunt's firstborn. For context, this is my aunt's rainbow baby, so this baby is meaningful to us. We get to McDonald's, and I quickly order food because I still need to take a shower and pick out an outfit as well as do makeup. Everyone with us that morning was Auntie Elisa, Auntie Carly, Grandma, my mom, and Conlon. We all order food, and Conlon starts crying loudly because she wants to play on the indoor playground. Gotcha.
The baby is a baby you have after losing a baby.
Gotcha. My bad, gang. I've never heard of it, and I just poke fun at things.
Yeah,
You didn't
it's okay.
know
I
what
didn't
it
even hear
was.
what you said.
Nor did I.
We're about to get canceled, all of us,
No.
right now.
Well, we just didn't
I
know.
didn't know what it was. I also
Yeah.
didn't say anything. I just said, what is that?
Yeah, that's all. So my grandma says, OP, go watch your cousin in the playground and this time be nice to her. So I follow my cousin into the play place just to stand there. I can't enter the playground because I'm too tall. My cousin starts throwing a tantrum because I won't get on the steps and chase after her. She scatters off somewhere into the playground and my mom scolds me for losing her right before we eat. Girl, we get the food and suddenly my cousin is down from the playground and sprinting towards the food just to sit and complain because she doesn't like the food that she got. Well, that's 6-year-olds for you. Then she started crying because she's hungry and doesn't have any food. So her mom gets up and orders more food while Conlon smiles at me and runs back into the playground. By the time that Auntie Elisa is back, Conlon isn't hungry anymore. Within that time frame, my mom talks to me about how I broke our side gate and how I owe her money. This is right after she took my $100 to transfer it into my bank account. Before we left, Barry called Auntie Lisa from his iPad demanding food. He's throwing around demands such as, bring me pancakes right now, or no, I don't want milk, I want orange juice now. My grandma had to jump in telling him to watch his tone. Eventually, we get in the car and leave. My mom stayed back to grab the cake and salad. But by the time we got halfway there, I checked my bank account and the money hadn't been transferred. When I mentioned it to my aunts and grandma, they said, looks like your mom stole your money again. My mom eventually transferred all the $100. So once I got home, my cousins, Alex and Barry, ate pizza for breakfast and their dad was getting out of my shower. I hopped into the shower just to find that they used my bars of soap. Both were significantly used. I was upset. I'm very specific with cleanliness and soap. I threw them both in the trash with gloves on and had to use 2 new bars.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's a little excessive.
But maybe we don't know. There could be some sort of germophobia.
Sure.
Because it could be
I
reasons.
feel so little. Riley, could you be a dear and lower my camera?
Personally, Wrestling Mom says, who shares bar soap? Honestly, I don't really feel that weird about sharing bar soap. I mean, you should, like, as long as you're not, like, usually when I use bar soap, it's like a lather.
Hands first.
Yeah. Or, like,
Yeah.
I use I have, like, the African net thing, like a loofah kind of thing.
Yeah.
Lather that. So I actually don't really feel that weird about sharing bar soap.
Right. But yeah, I guess I would understand, like, if it's some like older man that you like
Sure, if you don't know, but if
very
it's
well
family.
and they're like rubbing it directly on you or you don't know, then like I get
Like,
that.
I
And
wouldn't-
especially if they use so much of it. Like,
yeah, but like
don't
I
get it.
wouldn't. Wait, it was an old man? I thought it was.
it was a man.
Oh, I thought it was a kid.
It was their cousin. It was their uncle. It was their cousin's dad.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, she knows him, no?
Well, I mean, I guess, but I'm still. It was like if
I
my
thought it was a
uncle.
stranger.
If my uncle, well, no strangers are in their house.
Honestly, even if my
also,
uncle
I think
used
OP
it,
is
I guess it's
gender fluid. I forget, but
Oh,
we
I
never
don't-
got pronouns though.
we didn't get pronouns. Did we
Yeah.
get pronouns?
We did not get pronouns.
Oh,
We
my
just got
bad.
gender fluid. I had to leave because my aunt needed my bathroom to do Conlon's hair. Thankfully, I was done getting dressed, but I needed to do my makeup, so I had to go downstairs to my parents' room. I actually met Auntie B's future mother-in-law for the first time, and she seems kind. Even gives me compliments on my outfit and eyes. I walked into my parents' room feeling good. As soon as I entered my parents' bathroom, my mom said my shirt was ugly and then made me change shirts. Cool. Then my mom said rudely, "Don't put all that makeup on, otherwise you'll look trashy." So I altered my makeup look to make my mom happy. By the time I finished getting ready, the party was just starting. Conlon asked if she could have a cupcake, and of course, as my mom would do for her favorite niece at the time, she gave my cousin a cupcake. For context, there were 3 towers of 10 cupcakes and a cake. About 40 people showed up. Within 20 to 30 minutes, Conlon ate a whole tower of cupcakes, started eating the cupcakes on the second tower. When my dad noticed, he told my cousins no more cupcakes. Conlon started to drink a bunch of Sprite instead. I'm talking a 2-liter bottle of Sprite. Me and Alex decided to play Roblox together. Barry asked to join, and we said yes. When we asked Conlon to join us, she said no. We were playing for a few minutes when I saw Conlon start to steal 2 cupcakes from the second cupcake tower. I went over to her, got down to her level, and said, "Conlon, Did you hear what my dad said to you earlier? He said, no more cupcakes. Let's wait for cake, okay? There won't be enough for everyone else at the party. Well, Conlon didn't like being told no. So she placed the cupcakes down. And as soon as I sat down, she started crying. She cried so loudly that everyone came running from the other room. My grandma's first response was, now what did you three do to Conlon? And as soon as I got up to explain, I said, my dad said no more cupcakes to us, and Conlon had gotten up to take a cupcake. And before I could finish, my grandma cut me off. She loudly said in front of all of the guests, so you took the cupcakes out of your cousin's hand and put it back?
Well,
Girl.
one, no. But even if she had done that,
Yeah.
it would have been a good thing. This kid's had
Right.
like 20 cupcakes.
Yes.
Jesus. Your
I-
parents suck.
I know. I was embarrassed and started defending myself by saying no. I told her to put it back and explained that we can wait for Kate. My mom came to my defense and even started arguing with my grandma about how my cousin didn't listen or doesn't listen. My grandma didn't apologize to me and instead gave my cousin another cupcake. She smirked at
I'm
me.
throwing a cupcake at someone.
Yeah, now we go
I'm going
food
food
fight, and then everyone
Boom.
grabs spaghetti and everyone
Sniper.
grabs the food that
Sniper cupcake at grandma.
Yeah.
Boom. Right.
people
Right here.
People just start grabbing food that didn't even know it was there. They
Yeah.
just got like a full steak and spaghetti.
Yeah, I've got mashed
asparagus.
potatoes on a spoon.
Yeah, exactly. One of those potato guns.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pew, pew, pew.
Exactly.
You're done.
Conlon then started throwing a tantrum because we played Roblox without her and wouldn't let her join. We explained that she has to wait for us all to leave because the game won't let her join. We just ignored her until we were ready to let her join us, but by then she started playing Dress to Impress. Within an hour or two, Alex and Barry started fighting. Great. I think Alex punched Barry. I think Alex hit Barry, so Barry was crying. Soon after, it was cake time. Conlon just wanted more cupcakes, but fell asleep on the couch. Everyone wanted to take photos with Auntie Bay and the cake. It was themed wilderness with animals all over the cake. Because my aunt was due a few weeks later, everyone made sure to get a photo of her and her bump and the cake. Auntie Alyssa got tired of waiting after getting her photo with the cake and proceeded to cut the cake. Auntie Alyssa took the knife out of Auntie B's hands and cut the cake to serve herself and others, cutting the photos short. I felt bad. It's a day about Auntie B and her soon-to-be-born daughter, and everyone around her was making parts of it about themselves. Eventually, it's present time, and me and my grandma are sitting together. Cousin Conlon is getting rocked by Grandma because she's tired. I get up to get a drink and accidentally woke up Conlon, who started crying loudly. Conlon had wet herself in her sleep, and me and my grandma didn't even notice until I got up. She was wet from the back of the couch, and it had slowly spread to the front of the couch. Ooh, my aunt stopped opening gifts so that my cousin could get changed. By the way, you could change your life by listening to full episodes of more stories just like this one. Just go to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OK Storytime. And there is a little bit more to the story,
Your
but
family sucks.
I'm exhausted just reading all of
Wow. I babysat a lot of kids.
that. Yeah.
And I babysat a lot of crazy kids.
Yeah.
These kids take the cupcake.
Yeah, they steal quite
Yeah.
a lot of them. Yeah, I think the parents are not doing anything. Because it's also just the grandma in here
Yeah.
that's like doing things. It's not even like the cousin's parents.
No, the parents are
They're
MIA.
doing something
Grandma's the only one
crazy.
involved, and she's making more trouble.
Yeah.
OP's the only one trying to parent these kids.
My goodness. Well, maybe the grandma got peed on from this little
Yeah,
6-year-old.
maybe. I hope so.
By the time my grandma got back, there were a few more gifts, and Conlon started crying again. She wanted to open presents too, and was upset seeing that there weren't any presents for her. So Auntie B told Conlon to come help her open presents, and tears were gone immediately. It was such a long day. I also don't recall when this was mentioned, but someone from my side of the family at some point in the party made a comment about wondering about the baby's appearance, making references to race. Oh, I don't recall who, but it was definitely one of the aunts. For context, my family is black and Auntie B's fiance is white. The day was a mix of family dynamics and chaos. Auntie Carly is currently pregnant and her baby shower is coming up soon. This time, my family isn't hosting, but I know there will be challenges. At least now I have a better understanding of how to handle these situations and set boundaries when needed. And that's the end of that story.
I think
but
you need to like go limited contact once you turn 18. Honestly,
dude, yeah. Oh my god, that was crazy.
ay ay ay.
Ay ay ay. I mean, listen,
These kids are exhausting.
I'm the youngest of all my siblings and all my cousins, so
Yeah.
I never had to deal with like annoying younger people around.
Mhm.
I was the annoying younger person. So I feel like from what it seems like, it's like that seems like how it just must be with children like that around. And it's annoying because
Yeah.
the same people that are parenting you are parenting them, and even though there's a huge age difference, it's still like you see the you know, the inequality of
Mhm.
I don't know, that behavior, and so that must be very frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of middle of the road in terms of ages. Like, I have a lot older cousins, and then I have cousins around my age, and then I have much younger cousins. Well, like my cousins' kids,
Yeah.
who, you know, basically my cousins. And I'm usually the babysitter, kind of the de facto, just 'cause I like to hang out with the kids and
Yeah.
playing with them.
You choose.
Yeah, like Sam and I usually choose to go play with kids and stuff.
Nice.
And never had these experiences.
Yeah.
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 Like, those kids are crazy, but like just
Crazy.
because they want to keep playing, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so tired, I want to sit down.
Right. They're not like eating
Yeah.
towers of cupcakes.